Alright, we're all ready for New Super Mario Bros. 2, so mchan, whenever you're ready, go ahead.
Alright, what's up everybody? My name is mchan338 and welcome back to Winter Pride 2021. Before the run starts, there's three things that I want to go over. The first is introductions. These are my wonderful commentary crew.
I am Pretends to Know. I have run the New Super Mario Bros. Franchise off and on for 2 years.
Yeah, and I'm Etiquette. I ran New Super Mario Bros. 2 a few years ago, but I'm actually looking to come back to the game at some point, so this will be exciting.
All right, I'm really happy to have them here. The second thing is I want to plug in that there's an ongoing bid war for this run, Mario and Luigi. And I have to play as Mario for the first half of this run, but then later on I'll have the option to switch to Luigi. And well, whether or not I do switch to Luigi is up to you guys' donations. So be sure to get your guys' donations in. And then lastly, time doesn't actually start until I start moving on the world map. So I have to get past like this 50-second cutscene real quick before the time actually starts. So if we're ready to begin, I'm just going to go ahead and start a new game. All right, so this is New Super Mario Bros. 2 for the Nintendo 3DS. It's the third game in the New Super Mario Bros. Series, with the second game being New Super Mario Bros. Wii. The category that I'm running is All Castles, which is a category that does all 9 worlds as fast as possible. So it's kind of similar to another category that we have in this game called Warpless. But in Warpless, we only do worlds 1 through 6. All Castles does worlds 1 through 6, as well as Mushroom Flower and Star World. So you could say it's an expanded version of Warpless. And yeah, I'm really excited to be running this. This is one of my favorite categories of this game. So time is about to begin really soon. Get ready to start the timer in 3, 2, 1, go. All right, so to go over the route, the main route of the game is to go through worlds 1 through 6. To get to Mushroom Flower World, you do have to deviate from the main route to act as a warp cannon to get to those worlds. And then to get to the third bonus world, which is Star World, it's locked under 2 major requirements. The first requirement is to beat the game, and then the second requirement is what this whole speedrun is built around, and that is to get 90 star coins. So right off the bat, what you just saw me do is I'm going a little bit out of my way throughout every level of the run to get star coins. In this route, we get 95. And we'll go over why 95, not 90. But just to know that we're going to be getting 95 of the fastest star coins in the run.
So now we're entering into 1-2, which is an underground level, and we're going to be picking up the only time we'll see there's a Mega Mushroom in this game, but there's only one use it has, and it's right here because it's going to help mchan get a few extra star coins.
Yeah, that's the only way to get that particular star coin right there. So as you can see, I'm not getting every single star coin. I've already missed 2 star coins, and that's because some of the star coins that we don't get are star coins that just take too long to get.
Yeah. There's like 120, and we're only picking out 190 along the way. I mean,
yeah.
90 along the way.
Yeah, basically.
So yeah, there's some picking and choosing that mchan gets. Although, now let's go into the most broken item in the game, the Tanuki Leaf, which those who have seen Super Mario Bros. 3 knows that this has, basically lets you skip lots of levels. Because mchan has to get star coins, he won't be doing the leaf to its full extent, but It is actually probably more broken in this game than in Super Mario Bros. 3 because, as y'all saw, he was doing a little duck twirl there. That allows him to preserve his speed, his P speed for longer.
That's a technique called spin flying. If you're just flying, then you actually lose your horizontal speed. So what I was just doing is just mashing run and jump simultaneously in order to keep my speed, and that's how a lot of the tricks that we're going to be doing in the run are possible.
Yeah, so here we're going to be taking the first warp cannon. This is going to take us to the mushroom world. This is sort of like, you wouldn't have the power-ups yet, but this is more or less following the any percent at the moment. And then, yeah, we're going to end up doing a bit more of the mushroom world than you would see in any percent for sure.
Yeah. So this is the first warp cannon that we're going to be doing. This is the first out of 2 that we're doing. And warp cannons... like Etiquette mentioned, in any percent, you use these warp cannons to skip worlds and skip like large portions of the game. And so in an any percent run, you'd get a really short run. But this is the only way to access Mushroom World and Flower World, as I mentioned earlier. For this first cannon, I'm going to be getting... There's a red ring that I'm going to be getting that'll spawn 8 red coins. And if I get the 8 red coins here, then I get a gold flower in my bottom screen. And that's going to be used very shortly in Mushroom World.
It is the other special item besides the Mega Mushroom that we're going to see in this game. I guess now's a good time to mention as any is that the theme of this game is coins, and that's relevant specific to the golden fire flower that mchan just picked up. It's why it's in the game, but for now, though, it's going to be more spin flying with the Tanuki leaf. And also, mchan's picking up the superstar there because it increases Mario's speed.
Yeah, it increases your speed and allows you to tank through a bunch of enemies along the way. So I got the secret exit here in this level. In any percent, you would get the normal exit, but because this is all castles, we're only interested in beating every world as fast as we can, and not the entire game as fast as we can. So now this will take us to Mushroom A, and this is where we're going to be using the gold flower. Do you guys want to cover the gold flower?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Gold flower, basically, it turns things into coins, and the big thing mchan's using it for is to clear out those spike balls.
Yeah, the sort of larger fireball there sort of has this like reverb effect to it, so it causes more of an explosion than just a normal fireball does. It's actually useful in the any percent run as well. You can sort of hit enemies like that are off screen or through walls and stuff, but there to break those spike balls. Otherwise, you would just have to dodge them or damage boost through them.
Yeah, this level is very awkward to do without the gold flower. So getting the gold flower there is very much worth it. At the end of every level, I am hitting the flagpoles very specifically, particularly the 2000 mark. And that's because Mario and the flagpole both go down at different speeds, and you want them to stop at the same time. And the 2000 mark just happens to be the best point to hit the flag at. So I'll be trying to hit at every opportunity. I'll try to hit the 2000 mark. I won't be doing it for every single level because some levels just take more time than it would to save.
Yeah, and it's annoyingly like just out of reach of a normal jump. Either you want to come at it from above, like if you're doing the Tanuki leaf, you can come at it from above, or you want to do a triple jump, which gives you a little bit more elevation on your jump in order to get to it.
Yeah. So this is our first auto-scroller of the run, and there's about 10 auto-scrollers that we go through. and there's usually this game is full of a lot of auto scrollers, and some come in like this kind where you just have to follow the level, and then there's some where the game tries to lock you behind level mechanics, and with those levels there's ways around it. There will be opportunity. There will be plenty more of auto scrollers, and those will be a perfect opportunity to read donations. But for now, I do want to mention that at the end of the last level, a coin block just spawned, and it spawns every 200,000 points that you've accumulated. And what the coin block does is, when it gives you a bunch of coins when you wear in your head, but then when you get hit with it, then you just lose the coin block and not any of your power-ups. And so we actually exploit that coming up in the next level, where otherwise the first part of the next level is really awkward to dodge a bunch of enemies. And there's a few other opportunities where using the coin block is very helpful.
Yeah. Yeah, game intended for the coin block is every time you move, you get a coin. Speedrun intentions with it is damage boosting.
Oh yeah, and there's also no animation when you get hit with the coin block. So I'm gonna pick this coin block up, and there's a thwomp coming up that I would have to wait for. Use the iframes and go through that thwomp right there. And then I'm going to fly over this womp right here to get this coin, ground pound through him, and then there's a really tight P-speed coming up in this next room. Hopefully I can get it.
Okay. Yeah, otherwise the goal of this class is to outrun the spike balls. It's an Indiana Jones sort of thing.
Yeah. So that P-speed that I got right there, it's you have just enough space to set it up, and otherwise the normal way of getting to that coin is you have to go to the end and then set up P-speed there. So getting that P-speed that I just got there saves like 6 seconds over the intended way. So this is our first boss, Larry Koopa. Every castle has a Koopaling, and this is Larry Koopa. Bosses in this game, like most Mario games, usually if you fight them the same way, then you get really consistent results. With Larry Koopa, what I'm doing is very specific, because Larry does not come out of the shell if you're near the same side as him. So I hang out on the right in order for Larry to spawn in the middle. So that way, when I know that he's about to come out, I just run straight to Larry Koopa.
Yeah, another small little bit of optimization there is at the end of the fight, there's a key that drops from the ceiling. And the game sort of doesn't progress with the cutscene until you actually grab the key. So you're either going to see mchan either jump into it like he did there, or some cases going to fly up to it just to make sure that you hit the thing just a little bit earlier.
Yeah. So here we are in World 3. Very unique world, because it's both a beach world and the forest world at the same time. And the first level here, 3-1, this is a really cool level, because if everything goes well, I'm going to chain a bunch of stars like this. Basically, some of those blocks I've been hitting that contain stars don't contain a star unless I hit them while I have a star.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was a really good level right there. So coming up next is the only time where we spend 5 star coins for a star coin sign. So Scatter dropped the overworld. We have these signposts that you need 5 star coins to get past them. And they either take you to mushroom houses or different parts of the overworld. And this is the only point in the run where we take advantage of the star coin sign, because the normal route would otherwise take you to 3-2 and 3-3, which are 2 levels, whereas if you're doing 3-A, it's just 1 level. So this is very much worth it. It's not worth doing 2 levels just to save 5 star coins.
Yeah.
Not really much to say about this level. It's just there are these moving currents that always push you forward. So this would actually be a really good time to read donations.
All right, we have a $100 donation from Sharif, who just has a smiley face. Thank you for your donation. Keep donations coming in for the Mario or Luigi bid war, which will be ending. How long would you say they have to donate for that?
Say about 30 minutes or less.
All right, so if you want to see Luigi, or if you want to keep it Mario, get your donations in for that.
You can keep reading.
All right, we are raising money for the Trevor Project, which is the leading national organization providing crisis intervention and suicide prevention services to LGBTQ youth. You can check them out at thetrevorproject.org if you want to see their services and find out more about what they do, or if you want to just directly donate.
All right. Before you keep going, I do want to mention real quick that this is actually I did go into that Toad House to get that mini mushroom, and that's because we're gonna get the secret exit here in 3 Tower, and it requires us to be Mini Mario, and this is like the only point in the run where we can get a mini mushroom. So we do have to keep it all the way up till we actually need it, and if you know anything about Mini Mario, the physics are really hard to control, and therefore it's really easy to die with them. It's not that bad for this level because it's a water level, but if I do somehow die, then there's 2 options. I'd either have to go to another Toad House to get a mini mushroom, or reroute the run, and hopefully I don't have to resort to either of those options.
Yeah. He's really fragile, but fortunately being really small means he's also hard to hit.
This level's very annoying because it's not like a normal auto scroller where you're just sort of like standing on platforms or jumping around. You have to constantly be pressing A just to keep yourself afloat.
Yeah.
And so it's very easy to just sort of space out and not realize what you're doing.
Yeah.
Important thing though is to not get crushed, because that will be an instant death no matter what.
Yeah.
And there's no checkpoints either, or at least in this path.
It's not like you know, oh, I'm gonna lose my power up. Oh, I'll lose my big Mario. No, you're just dead.
Yeah. But yeah, you can keep reading.
We are partnered with the Yeti to bring you shirts based on games throughout this event. So if you'd like to buy a shirt, which donates $5 towards the Trevor Project, go to theyeti.com to check them all out.
So one small little bit of tech there that was just shown off is so there are different kinds of auto scrollers, as we mentioned. That one was like a vertical auto scroller. And with the vertical ones, there is a little bit of wiggle room on both the top and bottom of the screen for you to go off screen and things will be loaded. And you can actually sort of hit loading zones or go into pipes or do whatever you need to at the top of your screen sometimes. So he was able to do it's a little bit of movement where you can't really see what's going on, but you just entered a pipe off screen. It saves a little bit of time.
And all right, and we're now in World Flower. I guess one quick thing to mention of why we're going flower and mushroom first instead of 2 and 4 is whenever you beat a castle in the pre-game, we saw it briefly in World 2, you get a cutscene where the next Koopaling takes Peach. If you take a cannon to leave the world, that little cutscene will be gone. And then mchan was carrying around that shell so he could throw it at a star coin.
Yeah, very. It's a pretty precise movement at towards the middle there that I did. Also, the strat that I got to get to the first coin is actually harder than I made it look. So I'm really glad that level went well, at least towards the end. So this is the first ghost house. Ghost houses are usually these complex levels that try to trick the player into getting lost, but ghost houses in this game are just complex, and that's it. This level in particular, you just climb up and then you go down. So it's a pretty simple level. When you get that star, it turns everything into coins for whatever reason. And then here's the first level, the first of a few levels where you can't really get a 2000 without losing more time than it saves. So we just do that. So that secret exit is going to allow us to do flower A, and which is allows us to, or flower B. It allows us to skip a level. Otherwise, you do 2 levels if you do the other route. This is our first level that introduces roulette blocks. Would you guys like to talk about roulette blocks a bit?
Yeah. So there are certain blocks in the game that I think from either the start of the level or from a certain spot, like when you load them,
Certain spot, yeah.
Yeah, certain spot. It's changing every fraction of a second to a different item, and so when you hit the block, if whatever item is being shown is the item that you're going to get, we can use those in a few different places to get stars, like in this level, or other items if we need, and the movement around them is usually not like too bad, but it is fairly precise. You do have to make sure that you either delay yourself a little bit if needed, or something along those lines. So it's it can definitely be messed up, but usually there are backups.
Also, the intended strat for that first star coin was supposed to be to use a bomb to blow it open, but the spin flying, while scarier, is a lot faster.
Yeah, well, if you can do, you can actually make the bomb strat. You can actually make it around the same time, but it's a lot harder to do, and just not very many people really do it. So we just fly underneath because it's just much easier.
Spin flyer being faster but scarier is a common theme for a few levels. Just a heads up.
Yeah, and then also what I was doing in that level. It might have been a little bit noticeable, but I was actually holding neutral whenever I jump from those moving conveyor belts that are moving right, and that's because it actually like gives you a boost of momentum. So it saves like a couple seconds over just jumping from the conveyors. So this was Lemmy Koopa, and not really much to say there. You just hang around on the right. And then this is actually like a funny key grab, because you hang around the top and right underneath that switch, and so the button's constantly pushing you down, and it's supposed to switch the direction of the conveyors during the fight, but we already won, so we just like constantly being pushed down by the button while we're grabbing the key. All right, so this is World 5, the first main world that we're actually going to complete. And it looks like there's a lot of levels, but it's actually a pretty short world because we only do 4 levels here. And if all goes well, this looks really cool. If I can get it, if I can do this level right. So that was the first 2 coins. I did mess up in the first coin, but I did not lose time because I backed it up just nicely. And then this third coin.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Also, mchan is spending as little time walking on those ropes as possible, because it's slow.
Yeah. And there's a slightly faster ending to where you jump in between the ring of Koopas at the end there, but it's much harder and doesn't save that much time. 5 Ghost is Etiquette's favorite level. So,
Oh boy.
Etiquette, would you like to talk about why it's your favorite level?
This level has a lot of these bats that like to swoop down, which isn't too bad. But there's a room coming up that, at least I think it's coming up.
Yeah.
That is just very, very finicky to deal with. It's this room here, I think, if I remember right.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, there are a lot of these little platforms that sort of sway side to side. They don't start moving until you hit them. And then there are also those, what are they called? Ropes that are swinging back and forth. mchan just did that basically perfectly. If you want to see a not so perfect way, you can check out my SGDQ run from 2018.
Yeah, this room is actually deceptively difficult, despite how easy I made that look. Also at the end there, where we used to do a damage boost through that giant boo that I went under, but that not doing that allows us to do a faster strat at the very end of that level, which allows us to save a few seconds at the end of that ghost house. Yeah, so we're past some of the hardest parts of World 5, and now here we are in 5A, where it's a coin ship level, where normally you're supposed to get a lot of coins, but I'm just gonna sit here, relax for like 2 minutes. In the meantime, I'm gonna go ahead and throw it over to Jal for donations.
All right. I'll just remind everyone what we are doing. This is Power Up with Pride 2021. We are raising money for the Trevor Project. Please keep donations coming in. We're raising money for a great cause. They have, for the last 20 years, worked to save young lives by providing support through their free and confidential crisis programs on platforms where young people spend their time online and on the phone. So, they've been doing this for 20 years. They know what they're doing. It's an amazing cause. Please get your donations in towards the Trevor Project.
So I guess something else to talk about, I guess, in the meantime, is one of the selling points of this game is to get a lot of coins. You might notice in every level there's a lot of coins here. And one of the main gimmicks of the game is to get 1,000,000 coins. And that actually does play a factor in the speedrun, because in the overworld there's like this external coin count. And right now my coin count's at 9 million. And anytime you beat a level that prompts a save, then the game will actually count up your coins and then prompt you to save. But if you max out your coin count, then the game can't count up your coins anymore. So it actually skips that prompt entirely, and that actually does save time in the speedrun. In this category, you save like 8 seconds.
Also, one last note on this level is that mchan took the secret exit. So for 100%, which requires all exits, you have to do that level twice?
Yeah.
Correctly?
Yeah, it's pretty fun.
Yeah.
Alright, so this is 5 Castles. Skip, I'll let you guys explain this.
Yeah, so this level's broken up into a few different sections, and you basically are using the maximum amount of your tailspin each time, so you have to build up piece speed on each particular piece. And the final section here, basically what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to ride these little things over and over again. Well, I guess in all castles you don't skip that last piranha plant because you need the coin.
There is a way, but it's like way too hard.
Yeah. But yeah, you're supposed to ride those little platforms. Not the platforms, they're like the nets that you're gripping onto. But It's faster to just sort of fly over them. And there is a
All right.
way to skip that, but the ending. But yeah.
Oh my god, nice. That is something that I am not supposed to do in a marathon, but yeah. That saves like 6 seconds. You're supposed to wait for Ludwig to you're supposed to use these pipe cannons that you see here and shoot into Ludwig, whichever chain that he comes from. But what I did there was I ground pound at the very peak of my jump, because when you ground pound, you gain a few pixels of extra height, followed by a buffered ground pound cancel while I get hit by Ludwig, in order to hit Ludwig right away in that fight. And that's actually like much harder than I made that look.
Yeah.
You can actually get that first hit in without getting hit, but it's much harder and doesn't save that much time.
So now we're on to World 6. This is the final world, well, the final main story world of the game.
Yeah, and the first level is 6-1, which has these falling meteors, which are random, which is not a big deal if you're going as fast as you can, but we're going to be getting the second coin here, which is guarded by a bunch of blocks. They use a meteor to break, and how long it takes for you to wait for the meteor is random. So okay, that's fine. You can sometimes take sometimes the meteors take like 5 seconds or more, if you're really unlucky. But that was actually pretty fast, somewhat.
In terms of RNG's weights, it's one of the nicer ones in the entire franchise.
Yeah, this game does not have very much RNG, and even then, like the RNG in this game is not impactful enough to really like affect the overall run. So this is a very approachable game within the new Super Mario Bros. Series. As a result, this level is a very complicated ghost house because there are these rooms that look similar to each other. And we're going to be getting the secret exit. That sign right there tells you to go left, but we're actually going to just go into the top door. And we used to do a damage boost to that Big Boo, and I wouldn't really do it anyway because I only have one leaf and not a second leaf in my bottom screen inventory. In this last part, if you wall jump frame perfectly, then you can save 2 wall jumps at the very end, which can save you like a second, but I messed up there. That's fine. That's going to allow us to get to the secret exit, and this secret exit's nice because the normal route through World 6 goes through 2 really hard levels, and we can just skip those entirely.
Yeah.
Yeah, 6A here is one of my favorite levels to do.
Yeah.
It's sort of like, it's not an underground level, but it has like the underground feel, with it being a law level and everything.
Yeah, it is technically underground, but it is the most open underground level that we can think of.
It's also really nice because 2 of the coins are right there, and then the third one is just like a very, very small detour.
Yeah, and then I grab that star there while I'm up there in order to go through the rest of the level quickly, tank through all these dry bones, and there we go. All right, so 6 Tower has these flamethrowers or burners, and we have to like dodge all of them. And the first part's pretty technical, and then the second part has a skip at the end where you would have to ride these moving platforms up to the rest of the level. We're actually gonna just fly up to the rest of the level anyway. Go up to the right side here, grab this first coin, and this is where we're gonna start doing our skip. And this skip here saves like around 40 seconds ish. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is probably one of the most daunting levels to learn when you're learning, like especially any percent. But it's one of those levels that once you've learned it and get it down, it feels really cool to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the boss of every tower is Reznor, and Reznor is a returning fight from Super Mario World. You just hit underneath him, and that's pretty much the fight. In this game, there's some really creative ways to fight Reznor, and you'll be seeing more variations of Reznor later on the run.
Yeah.
All right, 6-4. I've been debating whether to go for this strat, and I think I'm going to go for it. I'm going to go for the hardest P-Speed setup, and that's a setup at the very end of the level. First, I go to the very back of the level to get that first coin there, and then let's see how this goes.
But yeah, other than the tilting platforms, if this is the level I...
Oh, okay, we messed up. All right, there's a backup here. Okay.
Yeah, there's a little mechanic where if you run off of a platform while holding jump, you kind of like flutter instead. And that was basically what had to happen there in order to get the P speed. Because when you jump, you sort of like lose a bit of the P speed, but you lose a little bit of the momentum. But if you're doing the flutter, you sort of keep it.
Yeah. 6-5 has a lot of these shooting fireballs, and what I'm going to be doing halfway into the level is I'm going to be setting up a bunch of triple jumps in order to get over some of those obstacles. Triple jump, as Etiquette mentioned earlier, triple jumps give you higher height than a regular jump. So that was I just did 2 precise triple jumps there in order to get over a bunch of obstacles. Otherwise, you would not have been able to clear all those fireballs without them. And now we have 6 Castle, the final level, and we're about to cut the hour-and-a-half estimate by a lot. But this level is probably the most what is the word I'm looking for? There's a lot going on in this level out of pretty much out of all the levels that we've been doing so far.
Yeah.
So I damage boosted through that giant, that huge dry bone stair. Oh, I actually did not pick up another leaf. Okay. All right. Well, I guess we're not doing the auto scroller skip in the next room.
Yeah, there's a couple of different auto scrollers in this. This one here is you're riding a green snake, a block snake, and you can skip this whole thing with peace.
Oh, that's a death.
Oh no.
All right. Well, let's see how this goes now. This is gonna be awkward. Oh my goodness.
Can you get that coin still?
I can. Okay, yeah, here we go. This is not a situation I've ever put myself in. All right, please die. Oh. Okay.
Ooh.
Oh my goodness. All right. There's a mushroom house earlier, right? There's not. Oh my goodness. Wait, actually, isn't there a mushroom house in open mushroom? Okay, yeah, there is one over here. I'm just gonna pick up a leaf here. Ah. I forgot that I got hit in 6-4, and I was not thinking that I did not have a leaf in 6 castle. But yeah, that happens sometimes.
What is it? Marathon luck? That's what it's called?
Yeah, I guess. All right. Hopefully we have a better time here.
Yes. Do not damage boost the dry bones again.
Wait, I'm just gonna.
Now you can.
Oh well.
Oh.
Here we go. All right. All right. Now we can do the auto scroller skip.
Yeah, they give you like just enough space to get P-speed there. And then you have to touch back down on the ground in order to sort of keep your P-speed up. Because as you're in the air, it starts to go down, and once you touch the ground, it goes back to the top. So
Yeah. And then now this room. So we have these Koopalings here that are basically if you're not behind these walls by the time they do their flash attack, then you're gonna get turned to stone. And as you can see in this entire room, there's a lot of places where if you're turned to stone in a very bad spot, then you're pretty much dead.
Yeah. Everything there is either conveyors or donut blocks, which give out after a second.
And grab this extra leaf here. And then this corner room, we have these fireballs, and they're always the same. All right, and now we have Bowser. Very hard fight. Oh my goodness, we did it. All right, so with that, that's the end of the game, right?
obviously.
Sure.
Wait, what? What? What just happened?
Oh no. I thought you saved her.
All right, so yeah,
What are the Koopalings doing?
I don't know. They're
Oh
not
my
checking your
goodness, he's
safety.
back. Alright, so this is the escape sequence. Returning from Mario Wii. And, so the way we do the escape sequence, at least as fast as we can, is the next part doesn't spawn until like a certain part of the screen. And what we do in order to get up to the next part as fast as we can is we count how many times Bowser swipes here. So in this first part, I counted 4 swipes and then fly up to this next part right here. The second part, you can get up here. You can get up to the next part in 4 swipes, but Bowser will always do a 5th swipe no matter what. I did get P-Speed, and I'm gonna try and keep P-Speed throughout the entirety of the escape sequence. You can actually do this escape sequence without P-Speed, but it's a lot harder to do it as optimally as I'm making it without P-Speed.
Because one thing to note is what Etiquette mentioned earlier with vertical auto-scrollers and wiggle room is mchan is forcing the auto-scroller up just a little bit when he gets up here ahead of time.
And then this next part here, I count 3 swipes. Okay. And that is the end of the game. Not the end of the run, because if you might have noticed, I've only beaten 4 castles now. So there's still quite a bit to go. And yeah, so if you in PB attempts, like if you've been resetting a lot during your session, then this would be like a perfect time to, you know, like take a break, use the restroom, and all that. But aside from that, we have like we have like a 5-minute break now. This would actually be a good time to decide who am I playing as. So what do we got?
Okay, let's see. We are playing Luigi.
Luigi, all right.
Very nice.
Thank you everyone for donating for Luigi. So in PB attempts, I always play as Luigi. There's no difference in gameplay between Mario and Luigi. It's just a visual difference, and that's it. And also doesn't lose any time to switch to Luigi as well, as when you when you start up another file, or when you start your completed file, and hold L and R, then you get to play as Luigi. I don't think the game tells you that at all.
Just a little secret that you have to find on your own or look up online.
Yeah. But yeah. So aside from the mishap in Sixth Castle, which doesn't really happen very often, this is so far pretty okay. We are past like the hard part. Coming up in the post game. The post game I find to be a bit easier than the first half of the run, because there's not as much like difficult tricks from here on out. Like there are still hard levels, but it's definitely more relaxed than what we've went through so far. Do you guys want to say anything?
I always find that Peach looks a little weird proportionally, the way Mario's holding her like that. I don't know, it just kind of makes her head look big.
I can see that. Yeah, I guess I would just say, if anyone is interested in doing this game, there are a bunch of different categories. There's like your normal any % run, which is kind of like, it's definitely the easiest run to get into for obvious reasons, like it's the shortest, but I feel like it's almost one of the, in my opinion, like more boring categories, just because some of the faster levels are like very auto-scroller heavy. Like the fastest way through the game goes through a lot of auto-scrollers. But things like all castles here, I've never run all castles, but I did warpless and no secret exits. And then there's 100% in all castles. Like there are some really, really good categories in this game. If you have the game and are interested in running it, I definitely would recommend it.
Yeah, it's a really fun speed game. With like Etiquette said, a lot of different categories. My main categories are this category, warpless, and 100%. Right now I'm currently second place in this category with the 123.28, and the record's 123.23 by Nanasi. I do want to shout out Nanasi, Jaden, and Juice. These are the top 3 runners of the game across the board of every category, and those guys are really awesome runners. Yeah, the credits are almost over, and then we get to see Luigi in action. But yeah, my goal with this category, like the run's not over yet, but my goal across the entire, my goal with this category is to get world record, because I'm really close and I'm very capable of doing it. Which And given how Six Castle went, we're obviously not we're not on pace to get world record anymore. But that's okay. We're just showing off the run. But yeah, here's Luigi.
Very nice.
And we're going straight to one tower. We're gonna get the normal exit here. You can see right away a visual difference between Mario and Luigi. Luigi's Super Leaf power-up is a fox instead of a raccoon.
Yeah.
Oh,
Are there any
God.
mechanical differences between Mario and Luigi in this game?
No.
I didn't think
Aw.
so.
Yeah, so sometimes that prompt plant can hit you. Because of that, that means... Oh my goodness, please get up there. All right, good. Because of that, I am going to have to lose a few seconds in one castle later on.
I like in this category, you do the final Reznor fight as essentially the first one. So you're now downgraded. Like each one gets progressively harder, and it kind of downgrades in this run.
Yeah, you do the hardest one first because we do work because the first Reznor fight that we do is the one in World 6, and now we just do some pretty easy stuff now. So you might be wondering, why did we beat the game so early? And that's because I think Pretend's mentioned it earlier that when you beat a castle or a tower, then there would normally be an extra cutscene, but all the cutscenes are basically just moved over to World 6 if you go to World 6 as early as you can. So it saves like 15 seconds for every castle and a little bit after every tower. And also the addition is that there's no save prompts, so you saw I was able to go to 1-4 right away, right after one tower. So this level makes me really sad that this level's in the run because normally in like the warpless category, there's you do 1-A instead of 1-5, and that's because 1-A is like 50 seconds faster than this level, but we do 1-5 because with this route, there's like not really a good way to route in 5 extra star coins just to not do this level.
Another roulette block that we don't need.
Yeah. All right. I'm gonna look at my in-game timer real quick just to see, because if I depending on what my in-game timer is, I might be on pace for a 4:12. That looks good. Let's try it.
Yeah, so we haven't mentioned it
Nice.
yet. But the way that you get fireworks in this game is you need double digits at the end of your timer, but they have to match the world number that you're in. So if you'd gotten 11 there, we would have gotten fireworks. So cutting that by getting a 12 is really nice. It's not as punishing in World 1, but if you get like 8-8 in Flower World, for example, that can be pretty bad.
Yeah, and to get a 4:12 and 1:5, you have to do that level essentially perfectly. So I was able to get that.
Yeah, and congratulations. Yeah.
So coming up here, I'm gonna get the third coin, and normally I do a damage boost, but because I only have one leaf, because I got hit in one tower, I do have to wait for the swamp. Doing the damage boost saves a few seconds, but I'm not able to do it.
Yeah.
All right, Roy Koopa, everyone's favorite Koopaling. He has really cool shades.
Yeah. Also, unlike Super Mario Maker, Roy doesn't burrow underground here, so...
Oh, he does that?
In Super Mario Maker.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
All right, so that's world 1, and we're now heading on to world 2. So essentially, we're going through these early worlds in the second half of the run. All right. World 2, in my opinion, at least if I was running 100%, then I do not like World 2. But because we're not doing every level and we're not getting all the star coins, World 2 is kind of medium difficulty. There's one really hard level coming up within a few levels from now that I am not really a fan of. For now, these first couple of levels are pretty straightforward.
Yeah, I remember when I was learning Warpless, I found World 2 to be like not difficult, but like annoying to learn. I don't know. I just didn't really like a lot of the levels.
So in this level here, there's normally like a vertical section that you have to climb, but since we have the leaf, we're going to fly over that. Okay, nice, got piece speed. So we just skipped the part that we would otherwise have to climb in order to get to the part that I just got to. I guess something to note is anytime when I have piece speed, I am actually like and I land on the ground for a few frames, then my P meter refills automatically, which is another reason why some of the tricks I'm doing are possible. So Mario 3 runners, eat your heart out. All right, so we're seeing another roulette block here in 2-3. Also, this level is actually slower than 2-A, the other level that we would otherwise do, but again, we'd have to get 5 extra star coins if we do 2-A. So there's the star right here.
You can see the little bit of like a stop before hitting the block, just to make sure that we got the timing right.
Okay. All right.
All right, so the next level, 2-Tower, is a cycle-based level. The hardest part of the level is the first half. There's a very tight cycle that have to make at the halfway point of the tower, and each time you miss a cycle, you lose like 6 seconds. So hopefully this goes well. I'm gonna get another leaf here because it loses no time.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's see how this goes.
Always want leaves.
Okay, nice. That's the first part. Nice. Okay, good. Yeah, so that's very precise. You have to cut all your jumps really close in order to make that cycle there. And then right here, you're supposed to go get that star point from the left, but it's much safer to go from the right. Those blocks there go all the way up to the ceiling, and you'll get crushed.
Yeah. Now, more Resnors.
Yeah, so this time there was all 4 as opposed to one tower where there's only 2. So it's a little bit harder, but you know, that was
Not
easy.
really.
All right, so 2 Ghosts is a very interesting kind of auto-scroller because in this next room, there's this giant boo. I think etiquette, you like to call it the boohemoth.
Yes.
So it's interesting because basically you want to always be facing right. Otherwise, if you're facing left, he just stops. And we're going to reveal this hidden vine right here to access another secret exit. In case you're wondering, we do get a secret exit for every ghost house. And that's because the secret exits for the ghost houses usually like allow you to skip a pretty good portion of the world.
Yeah.
And this secret exits are nice because the normal path, which is to do 2-4 and 2-5, both those levels are kind of hard to do.
Oh yeah, I remember those.
Yeah.
So we do 2B here, right?
Yeah, 2B. And 2B, if you're running 100%, then you hate this level. But since it's not 100%, we only get the third coin. There's one star coin right here where you have to use a bomb. But conveniently in this category, we don't get that star coin for any reason. And there we go. So what becomes like one of the hardest levels to do in 100% becomes like pretty easy to do.
Yeah.
And
everything's easier when you can fly over it.
yeah. All right, so in 2- Castle, like 5 Castle, there's a pretty big auto scroller skip. There's this giant button that you have to use to ride across the lava, but we're just gonna, with precise flying movement, we're just gonna fly over everything. And there we go. First try.
Nice.
So it does look kind of hard, but one of the things that I'm doing that makes the skip actually kind of easier than it makes it than it is when you're flying and you hold Y and B with, at least with my control scheme, simultaneously. If you hold both those buttons simultaneously, then you actually do a flutter instead of a fly, which makes it easier to land on some of those single tile blocks that you saw me land on.
Yeah.
And here's Iggy Koopa. Where Iggy Koopa comes out of is random, but it's it's like reactable. Just kind of just hang around where he's gonna come out of, and that's the fight.
Yeah.
All right, so 3 castles left, I think.
Yep, 3 more castles. And so now we're back to World 3. It's and we already done the first half of World 3, and so we just go straight to 3- Tower. And since we're back to 3- Tower, you know what that means, y'all?
More swimming.
Okay, well, we have an anonymous $25 donation with no comment. And to remind what we're raising money for, the Trevor Project is a leading national organization providing crisis intervention and suicide prevention services to LGBTQ youth. You can check them out at thetrevorproject.org to find more about their impact or to donate. There's also a wide range of ways to volunteer with the Trevor Project if you're interested in that. You can become a crisis counselor to support LGBTQ young people through their text or chat services, or you can help with their advocacy work in your home state by visiting them at thetrevorproject.org/get-involved. And again, we have a partnership with the Yeti to bring shirts based on various games throughout the event. These designs will only be around as long as the marathon is up, so make sure you get them now, and $5 from each shirt will go directly to the Trevor Project. That's at yeti.com, theyeti.com.
Okay, so I entered that pipe there. It's the same kind of thing that I've been doing earlier when we did this level early the first time. But I entered that pipe there as soon as it loaded on screen. And that is the last time that we're going to be fighting Reznor. We actually do not fight Reznor at all in World 4. Alright, so 3-4 is divided up into 2 parts. The first part's really easy. The second part has cycles with rising poison water. So we'll see what happens from there. There's an early cycle they can make in the second room, but it actually does not save time because you have to wait for a different cycle later in the level. So I'm not going to be going for it. Yeah, so you can actually just jump right through that tight space, but you would have to wait for this cycle right here if you do that. It saves time in Warpless, because in Warpless you have to go up to the top of the level instead of going to the bottom to get the star coins.
Yep. This is also the level, if I'm not mistaken, that it's the best to grind. Like, if you're trying to max out your coin counter, there's a neat way to grind coins in this level.
Yeah, you can get like 30,000 coins every few minutes, and you spend like 15 hours or something like that.
Yeah.
But it's worth it if you intend on competing in this game. Alright, so this is a tight piece speed. Nice. Okay. And you have to grab that coin pretty precisely without getting hit by that boo.
And then bail off that elevator as soon as possible, because it's slow.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, you have to go backward to bait the boo out, and then you can get past it.
Yeah, he's otherwise guarding the way into that part. Alright, so this secret exit is going to allow us to skip 3-5, which is a water level, so we obviously don't want to do that. And now here we are in 3 Castle. It has these moving saw blades that we have to dodge around. There's a way where you can actually go right underneath some of those saw blades there in the beginning, but it doesn't save that much time, and it's like really hard to do. And there's a really... Hopefully I can get this piece speed. Oh, I didn't get it. Okay, it doesn't lose time, because I have to wait for that saw blade. But I can go for the backup right here. Nice. Yeah, so if I got the piece speed I was trying to go for, I would have flown over the saw blade that I had to wait for earlier, and it saves a second. It's like really precise and like really hard to do. All right, Wendy Koopa. Wendy Koopa, I didn't explain this with Ludwig earlier, but both Wendy and Ludwig both have pretty awkward hitboxes. So what I do is when they go up, I actually ground pound, because if my understanding about this is correct, the ground pound hitbox is like larger, so it allows you to because if I was just jumping on them at the part where I was hitting them, I would have got hit, and so the ground pounding just kind of just extends your hitbox a bit to hit them earlier.
Yeah. Also, Wendy's the only one we have to wait to hit because she can't be hit while underwater.
Yeah, that's true. The only way to speed that fight up is if you have a fire flower, but that's a lot slower. All right, so World 4. World 4 is really funny in this run because World 4, like, casually is like the longest world in the game because it has the most amount of levels, but we only do 4 levels in the run here. So what becomes the longest world becomes the shortest world. So that was 4-1. The only thing to worry about in that level are those spiky balls as well as the mini Goombas that latch onto you. But as you saw earlier, you can just tail spin them if you have the leaf, or you just have to jump a bunch of times without the leaf. For Ghosts is another auto-scroller. We're going to get the secret exit here in order to, and which is going to allow us to skip a lot of World 4. So you can read donations.
Oh, this one. It's an auto-scroller.
We have an incentive to unlock the run for Kirby's Dream Land, which still needs about 400. That would be later today. So if you want to see another run added to the schedule, get your donations in for that.
Yeah, get your donations in, ladies and gentlemen. You know, more runs equals a longer marathon, and I'm sure that's what a lot of you guys want.
Also, that was pretty nice what mchan did there at the end. When you can touch the door, you can enter the door, even if it's not completely exposed. So it shaves off like a second.
Yeah, normally you're supposed to enter the middle of doors, but that's like one of the few instances where we enter from the left. All right, so I'm gonna grab this coin block here in this level in order to boost through that amp right there. Normally when you get hit by amps, then you get electrocuted and then get hit. So you lose a lot of times if you get hit by an amp. So doing that coin block boost is very much worth it in this level. Otherwise you have to go around back to get that coin that I got. Alright, so I think... okay, yeah, coin block's gonna appear in this next level, which means I can actually do a faster setup for this next star manipulation. Now, for Castle actually has a recently new strat found by Nanasi in his recent world record. And I'm hoping I can pull it off. It's really cool. So I boost that firebar right there. Hit that little ledge right there, which will slow me down enough to grab that star. All right, here's the new strat. Nice.
Ooh, that is clean.
Yeah.
Yes.
There's a pipe in the bottom that we used to go down there. But this strat saves like 2 seconds. It's and it's a strat that like nobody knew about up until Nanasi got the record. So now here we are in Morton. I did actually pick up an extra leaf at the end of that level. I don't need it because it's not very likely that I'll get hit, but if I do get hit, then it's pretty bad. So just an extra safety. It loses a few seconds. Not getting that leaf means I have to do 5 levels with just 1 leaf, and if I lose a leaf at all, then it's pretty bad. But again, it's not likely that I'll get hit, but just in case. So that was Morton Koopa. Really difficult fight, as you saw. and that's gonna take us to World 5, which we already did World 5, and also World 6. So we're gonna go straight to Star World. Now, Star World in 100% is there would be a lot more to explain about some of the levels because you're getting moon coins, which are what the star coins are in this world. But because we don't have to worry about getting star coins anymore, then Star World is just basically just a rush to the end of the castle.
Yeah. All these levels will be just pretty much race to the flagpole as fast as possible.
There's no secret exits or anything in Star World, right?
No.
No.
We just do all 8 levels.
It's a straight line.
Yeah, so basically for the last world of the run, it's not terribly difficult, but there are things that can go wrong. Not that likely though. Except, oh my goodness, wow, okay.
Nice save.
Good save.
That's one thing that could happen, I guess.
There's nothing that can go wrong, he says, plummeting to his death. Good save.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So I guess since yeah, not much to say for any of these worlds. So I guess a question to both of you guys. Etiquette, this is your since you know, what's it like for you to see this game after, you know, being away from this game for a long time?
It's fun. It's really making me want to pick it up like right now and start playing again. I forgot there's I think one of the things I complain about a lot with this game, like I mentioned earlier, is there are a decent amount of auto scrollers, but it's easy to forget just like how fun some of the movement is, and how fun some of the levels are, and it's impressive to see at like a top level for sure.
Yeah, this is the main reason why I always favor like the longer categories in not just this game, but across most of the other Mario games. I favor some of the longer categories outside of 20%. Like this game especially is because it's kind of unexciting having to grind through all the auto scrollers. So when you're doing the longer categories, you know, there's more, the ratio between auto scrollers and non-auto scrollers is significantly less, and I definitely like those more. Pretends you mainly run 3D Land and New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe, and I know you haven't really like watched this run very much. So you know, what's it like for you to actually like see this game?
It's been a blast. Even though I haven't speedrun this game, I have played it casually, and yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Do you think you would ever do you think you would ever pick this game up in the future?
They need to release it on something else besides the DS.
Oh, okay. Maybe we could have new Super Mario Bros. All-Stars. You never know.
Yeah.
New Super Mario Bros. 20th anniversary.
Yeah, I'd be down for it. I've played all the games, and I like them. I like them all well enough with. Who knows? Maybe they'll add Toadette to all of them if they do that.
Oh man, imagine. So something explained in Star 4 is that autoscroller is pretty easy, but in 100% that autoscroller is actually kind of scary because you have to be mini. You have to do that entire autoscroller as mini Mario in 100% because there's a star coin that you have to get as mini, but we're not getting star coins, so we don't have to worry about that.
And it's really hard for Lakitus to hit you when you outrun their throws.
Number one.
Right, 3 more levels.
Let's go.
You can read donations.
Okay. We've got a $50 donation from Lilovere. No comment. Thank you for that. We have some upcoming incentives still need to be met. We have the unlock for Kirby's Dream Land, and also a glitch exhibition for Axiom Verge 2. So if you'd like to see either of those, please get your donations in and choose those incentives.
I know a bit about Axiom Verge. I would encourage y'all to donate to that glitch exposition. Yeah.
Going to his sub area right here saves a few seconds within this level, because as you can see, the screen moves really, really slowly.
Yeah.
You can keep going if you want.
We are Power Up with Pride 2021, and we're raising money for the Trevor Project, which is the leading national organization providing crisis intervention and suicide prevention services to LGBTQ youth. And you can check them out at thetrevorproject.org if you'd like to donate. !donate will bring you to a link. And yeah, keep those donations coming in.
Oh. Okay, that's fine. There's a red coin ring coming up that'll give me a leaf.
The level is so long.
Yeah. It can be a blessing, in order to if you're feeling nervous towards the end of the run, then it's nice. But then it could also be a curse because then that's I don't know, a couple minutes to think about how you're gonna mess up Star 7 Star Castle.
I personally always welcome breathers in high-stress situations. I guess a little thing we haven't commented on is if you noticed when mchan came out of the pipe, he jumped to the left to wall kick off of the wall. That was so he could get accelerate faster than if he just started moving to the right.
Do we have a moment for donation?
Yes.
We have a huge $4,000 donation from the Yeti.
Nice.
The Yeti says, "Hey all, Yeti here. Just wanted to say thank you for having us again at this amazing event. Here is the total raised so far from shirt sales, $4,000. Thanks to our amazing artists for contributing their designs. Chloe, Josh, Yoiki, Jai Monster, Sam, and Tweedler. Lots of love to all of them. I want the event to keep going, so let's unlock all those incentives." Thank you
Yeah,
so
definitely
much to the
get your donations going.
Yes.
And if you want to see the shirts that the Yeti has for our event, you can go to theyeti.com, and $5 from each shirt sale is going directly to the Trevor Project. So,
Okay, so Star Castle, very compared to all the other levels that we've been going through, this is a really crazy level for a final level. So once again, the Koopalings are back to turn you into stone. And what I did there was an intentional damage boost because when you have iframes, you cannot be turned to stone. And then I get an extra leaf here in this room. And then for this next part here, I do have to ride this block snake for a little bit. And at the same time, trying to go behind these walls here while dodging these their flash attack. But then at a later point, there will be a little skip that I'm gonna do to skip right in the rest of the block snake. You can see that trying to get behind these walls get a little bit tighter because you just have a little bit less space to work with. But there we go. We made it through there. That's actually really tight because you have just a few frames to make that before you actually get turned to stone.
That looks really annoying to go through normal too.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. So what is the World Star boss who defeated Bowser and all the Koopalings? What is left?
Ooh, it's Dry Bowser.
Looks suspiciously familiar.
Oh, we did it. So what happens now? There's nothing else, right?
I'm getting a sudden sense of deja vu.
Oh my goodness, again?
I gotta admit, you'd think that Bowser's kids would want to give him his skin back.
Yeah?
But
I mean, they were able to do that in the first game, but I guess not this time. But here's the escape sequence again. It's the exact same escape as the first time in Six Castle, except the platforms are smaller, and that's really it. So there's like in Six Castle, there's a giant switch at the end, and as soon as I hit that, then that's when time ends. So looking at my timer, not the kind of time that I want to get, you know, but there's only so much you can do about the mishap that I had early in Six Castle. But aside from Six Castle, like the rest of our run has been like really solid. So I'm really overall, like aside from that, I've been able to pull off pretty much most of what I want to go for.
yeah.
Okay, so time's coming up soon. Time. 1:27:01. All right, I'll take it.
Not bad, not bad. That was really good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, I've been grinding this pretty hard for the past 2 months, and I've gotten 10 123 runs. So unfortunately, I wasn't able to pull that off, but I hope you guys enjoyed the run anyway. I already did my shout outs during the credits. I shouted out Nanasi, Juice, and J Dude. Well, actually, if you guys are watching this, let's have a race in the next Power Up with Pride. Yeah, that's it for me. Do you guys want to say anything?
Always a pleasure to be here.
Yeah, just thanks for having me on. I know I've not run the game in a while, but it was good fun. It was really good to see the run as well, because All Castles is one of the few runs I hadn't done before, so it's cool to see how it came out.
It's a really cool category. If anyone's interested in learning more about the game, I do stream this game very frequently. I've been running this game since last year, so I'm a fairly recent runner of the game. And I do plan to continue this game after this marathon. There's another marathon I'm going to be running this game for as well. It's called No Holidays Allowed. It's 2 weeks from now, and I'll be running Warpless there. So, and then after that marathon, I still plan to continue with this game with either continuing to get the world record in this category or get good at other categories. So I'll still be actively streaming this game if you want to know more about the game. And also be sure to check out Pretends and Etiquette. They are really awesome people as well. And I guess that's it. So thanks for watching, everybody. Up next is Mario 3. I'm really excited to see the Mario 3 run. Rekko, Ryder, and Leslie, I know they've been working really hard for that run. And yeah, keep enjoying the marathon, everybody.